All right, so it's been a couple days since I last recorded any footage, and since then I have moved the egg fridge, or what we call the egg fridge, from over here in the dining area over to the kitchen side, and cleaned up all the tile in the dining room area, and I poured concrete into this trench here. And I was actually concerned about this transition between the two different slabs, because the tile that was there before had like a 1/4 inch rise on one of the grout lines, and I wasn't sure if the slabs were, you know, different levels slightly or what, but I've got my level down here, and going across there is a very slight gap for about, I don't know, not quite 2 feet here. Comes out to about right here, but the height of that is actually only about 1/8 of an inch, maybe 3/16 of an inch. And the trowel that I'm going to be using, the notch trowel that I'm going to be using, is higher than the variation of the slab. So what I'll do is I'll just make sure that I've got nice high ridges when I'm troweling down the mortar, and the tile should be able to float across there, and the mortar will actually fill in that gap. If it was more than what my notch trowel actually had as a variance, then I would actually pour a self-leveler. And I was thinking about pouring a self-leveler, but after just looking at it for a couple days, I just decided that's not the way that I wanted to deal with it. So we're just gonna go with this. I will dry fit some of the tile before I finally decide not to use the leveler. So that'll be later today probably. Tomorrow I've got to go pick up my folks in Tucson at the airport, so I'm not going to be able to get any work done tomorrow, tomorrow. But my hope is I get everything ready so that on Sunday I can just start laying out the tile. So that is going to be the goal. And Asher's enjoying having all kinds of space to run around in here. You gonna run around? Huh?
No.
You gonna run around in here?
So,
You see yourself? Can you see yourself on camera now? So the tiles that we've got, I think, are 6 by 24, if I'm not mistaken. So they should be able to cover this transition relatively easily. But again, I'll get out some tile. I may actually do that right now and do some dry laying. And if you look over here, the reason I've got this tile, yeah, you're standing right in my shop, baby. The reason I kept this tile here is I'm going to actually use this old line because I like how the tile was lined up in the room. So I'm just going to use that as kind of my launching point and dry fit a few tiles over there, and then come into this room, and then I'll start actually laying the tile with the mortar on this side of that line. And then I'll have to leave a few to be done when I do that side of the room. But the idea is I'll get the living room and the dining room tiled up, grouted up, move this refrigerator over somewhere into this side of the room, and then I can actually move the island, the stove, the dishwasher, and this refrigerator here over onto the tiled area and pull all this stuff up and finish out the room. So that is the plan. All right, good morning and welcome back to Boisterous Cock Farmstead. So today is the day. I've got everything cleared out of here except for things that are pertinent to working on the tile here. And as I said in the previous video, I'm actually going to use this old line right here as a reference point, and then I'm going to dry fit some tile out towards this transition here, and I'm going to check the transition all the way across just to make sure, double check that we're not going to have any issues with heaving of the slab or any humps or anything. If it is something that I can chisel down, then I'll do that. But outside of that, once we pass that test, I guess, then I'll start mixing up some mortar and start laying some tile. All right, so I've got the preemptive dry fit down here tying in with the old grout line of the old tile, and we did our test visualization to see how this is squared with the room and everything like that, and we passed that. So what I'm going to do now, I'll pull up some of these tiles, and since I only have 2 tiles wide over here, I think I'm going to reinforce on both sides of that with some dry fit tile, and then I'm start mixing up some mortar, and I'll get to laying. So stick around. the next morning, and my battery died last night after I shot the last video, or it was at least low enough I wasn't going to be able to get any more footage. So I didn't record anything else, and I just kept working. Ended up working until about 11:30. Had a couple issues that I needed to deal with, but we are all the way around to the bedroom door. So the whole living room is done. I took my time trying to clean up the grout lines so that there's minimal scraping that I need to do prior to doing the grout. That is going to do it for today. Tomorrow I'll probably go through and clean up the grout lines, and I'll see how long that's going to take me. And then if I feel like I've got enough time, I may try to do the grout tomorrow, which is Tuesday, but most likely it's going to be Wednesday that I am actually grouting. And then we'll take Thursday off for Thanksgiving anyway, and then we'll see where we are on Friday. All right, so welcome back to Boisterous Cock Farmstead. I got the flooring in here laid down and grouted, but I didn't take any video after I did that. And I laid down some plastic because I'm painting the baseboard trim and the casing and things like that in here right now. So I'll try to find a still picture and put it in here. But right now, what I'm working on is, like I said, the trim and the casing. And with the expense of wood over the last year or so, I decided what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna reuse some of the wood that we already had on site here. And so here we go. This is actually some 1 by almost 12. I think it's like a 11, a little over 11 inches total. And there's a lot of splits and holes, nail holes and things like that. And so I patched this stuff up 2 days ago. I took my parents back to the airport yesterday and was in Tucson, and I got some more materials. I got a trim set for the front door. And so what I need to do now is I need to sand down this wood filler, and then I'm going to rip these down to the appropriate width for going into the entry between, or the pass through between the living room and the dining area there. So that's what I'm going to work on here. All right, so I'm about to run out of light for today. I did get the casing boards ripped down, cut down, and tonight I will paint those. And then the other thing is we're putting up some shelving that's going to sit on a black iron pipe, kind of like what we put in the bathroom, but instead of supporting it from underneath, it's actually going to wrap around all the way in the front. And so it's going to be 2 6-foot boards. And these I have not filled in with wood filler. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave all the holes and everything in these, but I'm going to actually rub it down with some Danish oil, just like I did in the bathroom. So I've got this sanded down. I'm going to rub this down with some Danish oil, but I'm running out of daylight, so I need to go feed the animals. So I'm going to sign off for now. And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to support us financially, there is a link in the description to our PayPal account. Feel free to donate or not donate as you see fit. And click the bell icon so that you're notified of any future and upcoming content as it gets released. As always, thanks for joining us, and God bless.